Hi guys, I am going to be doing close reading page 174. Please go ahead and get to page 174. Here it says, read page 480, talk to a partner about what you learned about Maria Rosalina's from her diary entry. And they want specifically what she writes and why this is effective. So let's go ahead and look at page 480.
October 11. I've been thinking about Padre Ignacio all day. It was he who found Domingo and me 8 years ago beside our dying mother in the rose garden of Mission Rafael near San Francisco Bay. Her body was ravaged with smallpox, and I had placed roses over her face. I think I was about 5 years old, and my brother was about 2, but no one knows our ages for sure. Padre Ignacio named me Maria Rosalia after the Blessed Virgin and because of the roses. He named my brother Domingo because it was a Sunday morning. For a last name, he called us Milagros, for it was a miracle indeed that we did not die of the horrible plague that claimed the lives of so many Indians in Alta California. They say that out of 40,000 Suisun people, only 200 lived. Some smaller tribes lost everyone. How Domingo and I survived is one of the many mysteries of my life. When Padre Ignacio found us, we did not speak much Spanish, and he did not know our Indian dialect. But of one thing he was sure. Though our mother had the bronze skin of an Indian, our skin was the light brown of mestizos, half Indian and half Spanish. It was obvious that our father had been a white man. Whether he was a wealthy Spanish landowner, a Spanish soldier from the Presidio at San Francisco, a Russian fur trapper, or an American merchant sailor, no one knows. Lupita, the cook, is the closest thing to a mother I have. Her husband Gregorio is the head vaquero on the ranch. He oversees the men who tend the cattle and horses. It was Gregorio who found me and Domingo at Mission Rafael 4 years ago and brought us to live at the Medina Ranch, Rancho Agua Verde. Lupita and Gregorio have no children of their own, but have raised several orphans. I know they care about me, yet my heart feels empty. If I do not know my past, how can I plot my future? I must stop thinking such things and get back to work. If I don't finish grinding this corn, there will be no tortillas tomorrow.
All right, guys, so they're looking for some specific events that she writes in her journal. And I think the first sentence up there, I've been thinking about Pedro Yalacio all day, would be a good first entry. So in my first of my 4 boxes, I'm going to type that sentence. She has been thinking about Pedre, P-A-D-R-E, Ignacio, Y-G-N-A-C-I-O, period. Now, why would she be thinking about Pedro Ignacio? I'm thinking that he must be a pretty important person in her life since she was found by him when she was about 5 years old. He is very important. What in the world? Very. Oh, I have 2. Important to Maria. Okay. I'm going to go back to the story and I'm going to try to find how did she become an orphan? Why is she not with her mom? And then I find here her body was ravaged with smallpox. So her mom had passed away from smallpox. So in my second box of what she wrote, her mom died of smallpox. And that just tells me that's why she's an orphan. It's not like her mom left, but her mom died. So that is how she became an orphan. Okay, now we're going to go back to the story and we're going to look for another event that was pretty important. And it says that out of 40,000 people, only 200 lived. So I think that's a pretty powerful statement right there. So maybe that it was a mystery of life that she and her brother survived. Out of 40,000 people, only 200 lived. How her brother and she survived is a mystery. And because of all of this, I would imagine that she has some questions that she can't get answered. She can't talk to her mom and find out all of that hereditary. And she doesn't have a lot of relatives because out of 4,000 or 40,000, only 200 lived. So she has many questions about her past. And she honestly can't get them answered. Our last box, let's find one close to the end about what she wrote. So I'm thinking down here, the person that is most like a mother would be the cook. Even though she didn't have any biological children, they raised some orphans. However, her heart feels empty without knowing her true mom. So I think I'm going to put that one, that her heart feels empty. In my last box, her heart feels empty. And that just tells me that she really misses her mom and her dad and her biological family. She misses her family. Okay, and the last question on the bottom, it says the author chose to write the story as a series of journal entries because, why? I'm thinking so that we know her point of view and how her life is. So this is told by a first person because it is told in a first person narrative. Okay, it's being stubborn. And it's also telling me about her feelings and what's going on in her life. The journal also tells us her feelings and what is happening in her life. When you are done with this, please go ahead and go to my video for 175.